So let's imagine this. Remember when you were a little kid and you'd get together with the kids in your neighborhood and you'd all bring together your Pokemon cards or your Pogs, your Barbies, American Girl doll, whatever it was. But you get together with your friends and you all compare which toys everybody has, and there's always that kid that's the rich kid and has more than everybody else. So let's imagine you're at school one day and this kid, he comes and not only does he have the coolest new toys and more toys than everybody else, but he decides that he's going to take your toys too. So he takes your Barbie and that's the end of it. He's not hearing it. He runs off to the other side of the playground and there's nothing that you can do about it. That's kind of what has been happening in Venezuela. Under the rule of Hugo Chavez, he has taken private companies and not bought them, but he's just taken them and incorporated them into his government. And so in 2007, this happened with Exxon, one of the world's most valuable companies. And Exxon estimates that the assets that were taken by Chavez were worth $6 billion. Now, what do you do when a country steals something from you? You can't go tattle to the principal or to, who do you go to? The president? It doesn't matter. But in 1960, the World Bank set up an institution. It's called the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes. And that's exactly what it's set up for. It's so private citizens or corporations can file suits against countries, member countries. Now, most countries in the world are part of this organization, including Venezuela. However, Venezuela hasn't been cooperating very well. They have over 12 suits that are currently filed against them. And just recently, this last month, this organization approached Venezuela and let them know that they are going to be held liable for their actions against Exxon. But not for the $6 billion. Everyone was really surprised that the center only says that Venezuela needs to pay $900 million. And last week, the president, Hugo Chavez, announced that they would pay $255 million of that and no more. And he also announced that they are leaving this organization and will no longer be held liable for any actions that they take as a government. So this has never happened before, where a country's been so blatantly disobedient to an organization underneath the World Bank. But what will happen as their withdrawal period isn't in effect for 6 months. So during this next 6 months, any company can file a suit against them. And once they leave the organization, they will still be held liable indefinitely until their debts are paid. But what does this mean for Venezuela? It really will hurt them. Corporations in the future will be very hesitant to deal with them and to enter their country to do business. And so while some of the world is hurt in one way because we could protest by choosing to boycott Venezuelan oil, which they're a large contributor to the world supply of oil, within the top 10 countries in the world. They're a member of OPEC. So we could say, you know what, you're a jerk and we don't want to deal with you, but that would also hurt us. That would make oil prices rise. So I'm not sure how we can retaliate in that instance. But the real loser is Venezuela. By having a president who's seeking his third six-term presidency, who has a self-proclaimed anti-imperialist, it really makes companies pretty wary to deal with you. And it's a shame for the citizens of Venezuela and also for companies as well, because they really do have a lot to offer the world in the way of natural resources. So I would like to hear about what you think that not only us as citizens, but corporations that have been hurt by Venezuela, and also the World Bank, how we can kind of right this wrong that Venezuela has done. and also what you think it means for Venezuela as a country.